And the world is meaningful for us because we give meaning. The for itself gives meaning to the in itself. There are elements of Kierkegaard in it. The for itself uses the world, so to speak, to try to give itself some kind of definition. But the for itself, and this is the bit of Heidegger in it, is pure nothingness, is really just nullity, just this source of meanings that has no content or meaning. Doesn't believe you can get a defining commitment. He thinks that whatever we are is so free that we can constantly redefine whatever we are. Nothing could ever become necessary for us. No commitment could ever be eternal, forever. And therefore, we are a kind of nullity, but, and this is sort of the Kierkegaardian piece, we must have some kind of content. We need to become what he calls an in itself for itself. That is, we need to become conscious and conscious of having some meaning, some content. So all of our activity is understood by Sartre as a way of trying to cover up our nothingness and delude ourselves into thinking that we have an identity, some kind of content and meaning in our lives. But since we really don't and can't have it because we are pure freedom and nothingness, we are, as he says, a futile passion. In Kierkegaardian terms, we're in despair. In a way, he's very Kierkegaardian. If you can't get the self together, if you couldn't get ever both necessity and freedom, temporal and eternal, you'd be in despair, Kierkegaard says, because the self needs that. Well, Sartre says, yes, that's right, the self needs it, needs to have an identity, needs to have its own nature, its own being, but it can't. So life is a futile passion, and we are constantly in bad faith. We are constantly busy covering up the fact that we are the kind of being that needs something which we can't have. So it's sort of secularized Kierkegaard. It's Kierkegaard without the possibility of unconditional commitments which give you eternity. And it's much further along than Heidegger, I mean further toward nihilism than Heidegger, because in Sartre you don't even have the sense that you are thrown into, in Heidegger terms, a world which is already meaningful and has a tradition in which you grow up and in which you can't get out, and that much meaning is never gotten rid of. In Heidegger, it's considered the basic meaning. That's the world we're thrown into. Whereas in Sartre, that whole meaning is called into question as just something we project in order to cover up the fact that there really isn't any meaning.